but like I never picked a guitar up like through the majority of my 20s.
Yeah.
But I was still that guy that was just like, yeah, I can play power chords, and that guy's good at guitar, you know, like.
Yeah, I suppose there's like, I did a healthy amount of like brooding and by myself in like a room, so like that's probably a good like little precursor to like writing some decent music. I guess.
Songwriter, check. That's hilarious. So how did you even get started on the guitar? Let's go with somewhere in that route, because where you're at now and where you started are probably two completely different things.
Sure. Yeah. Well, we always had tons of different music growing up. My parents had old vinyls, and I got to shout out my brothers for like showing me a lot of awesome, cool music. And
you got older brothers?
Older brothers. Yeah. I'm the youngest.
That's cool.
But when I around like late middle school when I first where I bought my first guitar, and from me to my next brother is like 4 or 5 years. So like when I was really getting into it, I was kind of like an only child a little bit. I was like just going on deep dives in my room, and I think I had it was like Rust Never Sleeps. Neil Young DVD.
Okay.
So I had a ton of like music DVDs because like that was back in like we didn't even have internet at that time. So like I was like just rewinding, trying to figure out what he was doing.
Oh, cool.
And so like a lot of my right hand technique like comes from Neil Young, just like
neat.
especially like acoustic. And I don't know, still to this day I'm probably I have more of a feel for acoustic just because I spent so many years playing that like in my formative years. But like, so that's kind of how it all got started. And then, like I mentioned, the music DVDs, like a lot of people, they had like the Eric Clapton, like Crossroads DVDs.
Yep.
Did you ever watch those?
Yep. The Last Waltz. I mean, there's a handful you could probably just throw out there and be like, a lot of Jimi have these.
Yep. Yeah, but like that was awesome. And then you go through like Led Zeppelin and all that stuff. But like Jimi Hendrix and all the classic guitar gods that everyone kind of like passes through. But I tell you that like the music I was in is like this is still stuff I love listening to now. Is like the classic guys like John Prine, Bob Dylan, Neil Young. But then I kind of liked like the indie side of things like Fruit Bats, The Shins. Different bands like that I still listen to today. So
that's wild. Like, you got quite a wide berth of things there. I almost want to like backtrack and talk about music DVDs again, man. That's a bygone era. That was like
I know
a flash in the pan and gone. But having them around was so cool to go see. Like, I mean, I was a big Iron Maiden fan, so I had all these Iron Maiden DVDs, and they'd have like a 40 camera production, so you'd see all this crazy stuff from all these angles.
Oh, they were awesome. And it's like in the Led Zeppelin one, they had like. They had like 3 or 4 songs from like different venues. So like you got to see like
you almost got to see the different venues too.
Yeah,
that they were in.
Yeah,
That's
pretty
really
nice.
Sweet. Oh man.